are stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello, happy day, friend. It's time for some soul wandering, the opportunity to hear journey stories, experiences from all kinds of people, all walks of life, who show up to share authentic pieces of themselves with all of us. I am AJ Rasmussen, your host, and I'm delighted to have you here with us this evening. Soul Wanderings is a comfy, cozy get-together where we meet so many incredible humans, but in the comfort of your very own home or car or wherever you may find yourself listening. We get to talk about all things spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, inspirational, motivational. I think you get the point. So thank you for being here and spending time with us this evening. You can participate during the show if you find yourself interested in doing so. If you are listening live with us tonight, join the chat room. That's where we hang out and have behind the scenes conversation and ask questions for our guests that I can ask here on air. And you can do that by going to kgraradio.com. And if you do find yourself with a question, be sure to type those all in caps so I can grab them easily, and we'll answer those questions as time allows. And by now you should know me. I don't waste any time. I like to get right into this wandering. So let's do that. Tonight is going to be a lot of fun. I'm so happy about tonight because I get to spend time with one of my most favorite people in the whole universe. And you guys get to spend time with her also, which is a bonus. I have invited back to the show Julie Trujillo. Julie is a light worker who's passionate about helping others live a more spiritual, guided life. She has the ability to hear, feel, and see spirit guides and loved ones who have passed over. She is also a medical intuitive who can access your physical body and scan your body for ailments. She can also connect and access your past lives through the Akashic records, and her abilities allow her to help others with messages of healing, love, and hope. In addition, Julie is also a clinical hypnotherapist. She's a spiritual mentor and counselor, and she's also a teacher at my favorite place, Vibes, and in the community. And tonight we are going to talk about all things hypnotherapy, past lives, and Akashic records. How exciting is that?
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome back to Soul Wanderings.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I always have so much fun.
No, do you know how many episodes this has been? I don't know. You've been on a handful.
Yeah, I
didn't go back and look.
I think I was one of the first. I don't know if I was number 2 or 3.
Yep.
Or 4. I think maybe this is 3rd or 4th time.
So Julie has been a regular guest on the show, but it's been a hot minute since you've been here. And I want to say since our 100th episode, maybe, when we had the 4 of us together.
Yes.
That was a long time ago, you guys. This is episode 151.
Okay. So
That's
that was
a year.
It. That was it.
It's a year ago.
Yep. So
it's so crazy.
Happy to be back.
Well, thank you.
Talk about some fun stuff tonight. Some things that I'm really passionate about as well, that I love talking about and sharing, and so many people are interested in past lives. And
I know, it is fascinating. I can't wait to dive deep into it because it blows me away.
Yes.
It's really neat. So since we talked, you have received your certification in hypnotherapy.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
It's so fascinating. And it's something that I felt like was part of my journey and part of the next step for me. So as a intuitive, medical intuitive, psychic, someone that helps connect to those that have passed over, and working with individuals who have had grief or loss, or just working through healing through some things in their life. I felt like it was the next step for me to be able to offer that type of tool and that type of therapy to work through those things, because so many times, I sit down with somebody and do a reading and connect with spirit and their loved ones, and there's a lot of things that come up and come forward, and it's hard to, and spirit gives us guidance and direction, but we're here living this human experience, and we're here to evolve and learn and hopefully figure out how to move through those things and put them in the past and not let them consume us. And so I was finding myself saying, and this is kind of just in a general term, like, all this stuff, and you should just work on healing that, And so,
with that.
right. Yeah. Of course I have, some direction to give them a little bit here and there, but I just felt like this would be a good tool to, a next step. We're able to use hypnotherapy for past traumatic events, for limiting beliefs, for grief, for fears, all kinds of things, weight loss, sports enhancement, like I said, fears, allergies, pain management. We can find lost or forgotten memories, if that's what you're wanting to do. So I felt like that was the next step for me to be able to say, okay, now that we've done some of this work, let's do a little of this work. And that's what brought me to the place of wanting to really dive in and learn and become a hypnotherapist. And it's interesting, when I tell people I'm a hypnotherapist, they immediately think that, I'm going to make them walk
do funky things on
do funky things and, walk
Yeah.
like a chicken and cluck like a chicken or whatever, do breakdowns like, MC Hammer or something. But, it's not that at all. Like, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, so using it for clinical reasons for to help individuals in their own personal lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's amazing. So I had an experience with Julie not too long ago, and I've had people who have tried to hypnotize me, kind of in those same situations. I didn't want to walk like a chicken or anything, but in that situation, that's what was trying to, those group events.
yes.
Or even just one-on-one. I had a couple of experiences, but I never really went anywhere. With you, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this with Julie. I have an idea in mind of what I want it to look like and be like. But first, you were able to hypnotize me quite easily, actually. And I went somewhere that was not on my agenda. I went somewhere completely different.
Yes.
So, you say all of these reasons why someone could go through hypnotherapy, and if they have an idea in mind, like they wanted to quit smoking or whatever that looked like, how do you focus in on that versus just letting someone go to wherever the hypnotherapy takes them?
Right.
Like it happened with me.
Yeah. It depends. Sorry, trying to form my thoughts there. It depends on, when I sit down with the individual and we talk about what they want to do, and how, when we get to that place, when you get to that level of your brainwave where you're in a hypnotic state, it's based on where I take you, where I direct you to go. So it's based on if we're looking for, we're going to do some age regression, we're going to go back, and what triggered you to first start smoking? Take me, I direct your subconscious to take me to an event or take me to a place where you made that choice or decision. So by me directing your subconscious, I have a cold, and so I'm kind of
You're
muddling
doing good.
through
You're
that as
doing
well.
good.
So I apologize for a little brain fog and stuffiness. So by me directing you to that place, and that to me, that is the biggest part of my job as a hypnotherapist, is to keep you on track, to keep you moving forward, to keep you in a safe space during the session. That's my job, is to keep you safe. I've had
What do you mean safe?
because a lot of times your subconscious will take you to a past memory or event, and it wasn't a pleasant time. You may have experienced fear. You may have been experiencing, intimidation or abuse or something like that. And I don't want it to be a traumatizing again. So when I say it's my job to keep you safe, I mean that in that, like, I help control the situation about what's going on. Not allowing it to go a certain place, giving you the option to not go there, or to come back, or to step back, or, okay, let's move forward, that kind of thing. So that's what I mean by that's my job, is to help keep you kind of in a safe place where you still feel comfortable being where you are in that environment that your subconscious is taking you to. That makes sense?
Yeah. Is there any benefit to going back and reliving the trauma or the fear or whatever that looks like in order to heal it? Is there any reason why that would be beneficial?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, as the client comes to me, it has to be something that they're wanting to do, right? And they have to want to do the work and want to be open to what they may experience or what their subconscious may bring forward. Like you shared, it's not always what you think it might be.
No,
or it's
that's not what I wanted to go for.
It's not always what you think might be the underlying issue around whatever it is you're dealing with in your life presently. And your subconscious will bring forward what it is that is playing a part. I'm not saying that's the entire thing, but it'll bring forward what's playing a part and wants you to work through. So the benefit of that experience is that we get to go back now from a different perspective. You're an adult now. You're in a different place. You get to go back and create a different template, if you will, of the situation.
So like a rewiring.
You kind of rewire it. I allow you, I direct, and not, when I say direct, I mean like I'm kind of like walking you through this, like I'm holding your hand, walking you through the experience, and I'm allowing you the opportunity to communicate with those individuals in that event, or, if it was, a one-on-one thing, or it was a situation that happened, or a conversation that was very damaging, or, someone, or you were a victim to something. It allows you to go back in a safe way and communicate to that person and kind of like get that off. You weren't able to do that at that time. And so, and every situation is different, but it allows you to kind of go back and rewire it. We don't erase it. Can't do that. But we go back and we rewire it, rewrite it.
So it doesn't affect you as deeply?
Right. We look at it differently. We maybe confront, or we communicate with someone that maybe harmed or hurt us in some way. We are able to tell them how we feel, so that we feel like we've had, we've been able to communicate that. So there are definitely reasons why we would go back. It helps you kind of move forward because you've now have a different perspective around it.
That makes a lot of sense, especially because, as you and I know, and many of our listeners know, that those kind of habits or experiences, or whatever that looks like, that carries energy in your body, which affects you on a negative level. It'd be something you'd want to heal.
Things that happen to us throughout our life, young, old, whatever it may be, impact us, and we create belief systems based around those experiences that we have. And a lot of times we have belief systems as adults that we don't even know why we have a belief system around it. Yeah. Like we've just been on autopilot and functioning in that for so long. We're not even sure why we have that belief. And we've then allowed it to define us. So hypnotherapy can be used to go back to a place in your past where that belief system, where that belief began. Why, like what did that stem from? And it can be just, it can be simple things. It doesn't have to always be a tragic, terrible event.
Right.
It can be, any type of.
It could even be a sentence somebody said to you.
Yes.
And if for some reason it sunk into your being, but you didn't take it and own it, it just kind of nested there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It maybe just someone said something and you just, you kind of took it to heart and you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess, and then
you felt you were okay, but it kind of just planted a seed.
Right. And subconsciously, then you store it because everything that you see, hear, feel, experience in this world is recorded in your subconscious.
Yeah.
Whether you're awake or asleep.
Yeah. Whether you're aware of it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything is stored in there. And so if someone did say something that was impactful, maybe at the moment, and then you carried it forward, it could be affecting you today. Just maybe a belief about what you feel about yourself or your own image, or the way, someone made fun of something when you were a kid, and you think that you've, released that, but it'll stick in there.
That brings up something. I have someone very close to me, or someone who is very dear to me in my life. And I shouldn't say they're not close, because they are, but not close. Physically, we're not close. Anyway, the details don't matter.
Right.
Just as a child, going and sitting on a swing and someone making a comment about how they're getting too big for the swing. They were just a kid growing up,
Yeah.
But that manifested into an eating disorder.
Yes.
As a teenager.
Yes.
Because they thought, oh, wow, I'm too big. And something as simple as that, the words we use with each other can make an effect on some other person.
Yes.
Even ourselves, the things we say to ourselves. So, we've talked about this on the show a million times, and we've had these conversations, how powerful our words can be. But this is the effect that that happens because of the things that we say to ourselves and to each other.
Right.
Or do. The experiences that we have, how they really affect us on a deeper level.
Yes. And, it, like you saying, it a lot of times these things are said to us by people we love, and they're not even aware that that they're saying. They're not trying to be hurtful, but just the way maybe it was taken, just the moment, the event. For example, I'm going to just use this as an example because it's a really good one. My instructor for my hypnotherapy, he when he was younger as a teen, his sister borrowed his car and to go to work or go to work wherever she had to go. And in her journey to work was struck by a train and killed. And his mother, unknowingly, just in her grief state, made a comment about, if you hadn't have let her borrow your car, this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And
because we say things like that.
Yeah, and she didn't mean it that he caused the accident, but that was so that he, that was planted into him, and he lived with that, and it manifested into this into this guilt and blame and anger and hatred for himself, was a very angry person, but didn't really know why. It was just manifesting. Now he's an adult, he's married, having kids, and he's just angry about everything. And he said that, someone recommended that he try hypnotherapy, and he was like, what, and he thought, what have I got to lose other than my family and myself?
Right.
And so this has been,
Years.
30, 40, 50 years ago, because he's an older gentleman. But, and back then it was, not very many people out there. And so he, went to a provider and was a little skeptical, but had some great experiences. And that's how he found his way to hypnotherapy and
became a teacher.
Became a therapist, and now is a teacher, and has been doing it for, I'd probably say 40 years.
Yeah, I saw an advertisement with him the other day. I was like, oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, this is a good place to take a break, which we need to do. And when we get back, we'll learn more about hypnotherapy and more of the amazing benefits that it allows for you. Plus, we're going to learn about some other exciting stuff like past lives and even beyond past lives, like Akashic reading stuff.
Life between lives. Even.
Yeah. So cool. Okay, you guys, we'll be right back. Stay close, okay?
Saucer is the leading innovator of original and authentic UFO-inspired essentials and apparel, symbolizing self-enrichment and advancement. Believe in style and elevate your craft at thesaucerbrand.com.
Hi, Matt Ray with America's First News here, and I have great news for those of you who suffer with debilitating migraine headaches, maybe a loved one or your child does. MigraLief, the nutritional migraine supplement everyone's talking about, now can be found at the vitamin shop stores nationwide and Meijer in the Midwest. For almost 2 decades, hundreds of thousands of migraine sufferers have benefited from MigraLief, and thousands of neurologists and headache specialists recommend it. Why is it popular? It's drug-free and addresses the specific nutritional needs of adults and children who suffer migraines. What's even better, MigraLief comes in a formula you can take daily and one on the spot as needed. So if you get migraines, get your life back on track. Go to MIG911.com. That's MIG and the numbers 911.com. That's also where you can read the testimonials. Or head on over to your local vitamin shop store nationwide or Meijer in the Midwest. If you get migraines, do yourself a favor. Change your life with MigraLief.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Coming this April 10th through the 12th, it's the 33rd Annual Ozark Mountain UFO Conference. Find out the latest information from speakers like Whitley Strieber, David Marler, Garnet Schulhauser, Donna Lynn, Princess Janae, and more. Don't miss the Dinner with the Speakers banquet Saturday night and Sunday's Life in the Universe panel, hosted by George Norrie. Tickets are on sale now. Go to OzarkUFOConference.com. That's OzarkUFOConference.com.
This is Soul Wanderings Radio.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. I am AJ Rasmussen, your host, and tonight we are wandering with my beautiful friend, Julie Trujillo, and we are chatting about at the moment, or before the commercial moment, we were chatting about hypnotherapy. So your instructor has been doing hypnotherapy for a long time.
Right.
A long time.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people kind of get weird, like, where'd you get your certification, and what are you like, well, what is really going on here? Right. But Julie has a legit certification, just throwing that out there. It's not like the hokey thing where you were talking about going on stage and you're going to put them to sleep and have them do weird things.
Right.
Like legitimate clinical hypnotherapy where you can actually benefit and heal and move on from your habits or belief systems or trauma or grief or whatever that looks like.
Yes. It's recognized. So my certification is recognized in all the entire United States. I can practice anywhere. So I can do Skype sessions, or if I ever move out of Utah,
like to Cabo or something.
Yeah, you never know. Just do it on the beach. Do hypnotherapy on the beach.
Not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah. So, the schooling, there's so many hours required, in class, in session, practice sessions, and
it was quite intensive
book
when you
work.
were going through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, it's the real deal. And I looked around for where I wanted to go, and I wanted it to be local because I wanted to be able to keep it close, and and so it was a really good experience and a good school, and I feel like I gained a lot from it. It wasn't, when I was looking, there's a lot out there that offer these, quick weekend course, come for 12 hours, but that I don't know how that works, but I don't know that I would recommend that course, but the course that I went through.
If you're going to a weekend course, I can't imagine that being legit.
Right.
You're dealing with people's emotions,
right,
with their subtle bodies, with their energetic bodies, with their minds.
Right.
And people get trapped in their minds.
Yep.
And in other areas of their body.
Yes.
Like, this is not something to be played around with or taken lightly.
Right. Absolutely. So that's why I chose to go to the school here. It was very comprehensive, very hands-on. The instructor's been doing it for a long time. And he learned from one of the pioneers in the field. I learned, and I have just been practicing, and I use hypnotherapy to access past lives. That is something that I've ventured on my own, using what I have learned and using the skills that I learned in my training.
I want to go on to the past lives, but before we move on into that depth of a conversation, because that's a whole other conversation, I do have some questions from the chat room.
Absolutely.
So let's ask those before we move on to the next big thing.
Okay, sounds good.
There's question number 1. Are there different types of hypnotic state?
Yes.
Okay, explain those to us.
There are different states. So it's similar to, when you lay down to go to sleep. You kind of, you start to enter into those different states where your brain is starting to relax. And there's that period of where you're not quite awake, but you're awake. A lot of people have a lot of guidance and messages come through at that time because you're kind of in that very meditative state. Mm-hmm. So with hypnotherapy, we're taking you down into kind of that trance state where you're not asleep. You're kind of in a little bit past the daydreaming stage, conscious and aware. You're not, as you know, like you can hear things that are going on around you. Yeah. You're moving. Yeah. You may be having emotions or crying or laughing or those types of things, but you're just in a very relaxed state. So yes, your brain waves enter different states, and then when we get to a certain point, I can usually tell where you are based on how you're reacting and answering me, based on your face, the way you breathe, your facial expressions. I can usually tell where you are. I've only had one individual, well, maybe two, that I've taken them into it and they go too far and they go to sleep. So then I have to pull them out of it,
You don't want them asleep at all?
No.
You can't do any work on that level?
No. Well, I'm not doing any work where they're actively participating. I mean, obviously you could, you could do affirmations or that type of thing. But I feel like the session is more valuable if they're in that trance state where we're accessing the subconscious and they're interacting with me and doing some work within there. So, yes, definitely different states. And I walk the individual, or I take the individual into those states to where they need to be. And then I keep an eye on you to where you are.
Yeah, that's one thing that really I found interesting looking back at the experience I had with you is I was trying to wrap my head around what I went through because I was there, like I could hear your fan going. I could hear your cats. Like I could hear things.
Yeah.
But I was in a different place.
Yes.
And it's not that I didn't have control, but I didn't have control over what I was saying or what I was feeling. I still have a challenging time wrapping my head around how to express the experience or where it took me. It's interesting because you are aware, but at the same time, you're saying things that you're not thinking to say.
Right. They just pop in your head.
They're just being said.
Yeah. Just pops right into your head.
It's a trip.
Yeah. And it almost, you sometimes think, am I just imagining this?
Right. I felt that same thing.
Like, am I just making this up? Because the images or the words or however you're getting, what the subconscious is bringing it forward. That's what I call it. It's bringing it forward now into your awareness and your consciousness. And you're like, where did that come from? It's just there.
Yeah.
Another thing that clients usually are surprised by is the amount of time that we spend. We go into the hypnotic state, we do our work, and I bring them out and they're like, wow, it's been an hour and a half. That felt like 15 minutes.
Yes, that was another thing is we were gone for a while, but it didn't feel very long at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's because you are in that state of, you're not consciously paying attention, you're not consciously aware. You're in your subconscious and doing the work in there. So you're not paying attention to the time.
Yeah, no. Right? Yeah, of course not. You're definitely not present, but you're present. Yes. It's different. It's definitely different.
Am I back? Okay. There.
Yeah. Okay. So another question is hypnotherapy the best or affordable or quickest way to address trauma?
That's a really good question.
They're full of them in the chat room.
Perfect. I think it's an option. If you choose to go to a hypnotherapist, you have to be open and willing to be open to do the work. Because most people that come to me, and they're paying for the session, they're willing to do the work. Right. So if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to be open to what you might experience, it definitely is it's a good way to focus in on an experience that was traumatic or affected your life. As far as affordability, I think it, it like it's gonna be all over the place.
It's gonna be different for everyone.
Yeah, depending on the provider, how long they've been in business, what their clientele looks like. So that part I'm not really sure as far as affordability. I know that insurance at this point is not covering it. So that part I really can't answer. Mm-hmm. But I do think it is a really good tool, and it is a really good way to address those things. I mean, it's a really good way for you to what's the word? To just not medicate, to really get to the root of what's going on, and then start working on it and start moving forward. It's a good way to find answers. It's a good way to, address if you were a victim of something, that you're able to address that individual through a dialogue in hypnotherapy. So I believe that it's a good way to address those things. You may not be able to do it in one session.
Right. I don't think so either.
Yeah. So,
that's why I haven't done another one. So I'm like, whoa, this is a whole, huge thing. This isn't just one session. Definitely. This is going to take a few opportunities and a lot of work in between. Right.
So I would say be prepared to, be able to be committed to doing several sessions. Most therapists will offer, packages. Yeah. So that it is a little bit more better value for you to come several times. So yeah, I would definitely, maybe do a little asking around if you have any friends or anybody that's been, or maybe ask for references or suggestions of if
definitely read the reviews, people.
Yeah that would be my suggestion, because, and I say that because I had one client that I have met with, that I've done a couple of readings for, and she had gone to another hypnotherapist in the greater area that we live in, and had a really unpleasant experience. Really was not happy with how it went, was fearful to try again. And so she we talked about it a little bit, and she got back to me and she said, okay, I think I want to do it. And
that's a big step.
Yeah, she shared with me, that the provider, she just didn't, the provider didn't make her feel safe. Right. It wasn't a warm environment. It didn't feel like it was what she wanted it to be. So she did the session, and everything went really well. So.
Well, just like you choose your Reiki practitioner, if you will, by their energy and things like that. Yes. Your hypnotherapist should be no different.
Absolutely.
You choose your doctors, you choose your counselors, you choose your energy healers. Like, really do the research and see who you're going to click with and have the best success with.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Meet with them, do a consultation, whatever it is, so that you feel comfortable going in and meeting with them.
Yeah. Definitely. Another comment or statement / question. My understanding is a post-hypnotic suggestion lasts approximately 2 weeks. Do you concur with that? Do you know what that means, post-hypnotic suggestion? Okay. You know what it means. Okay, good.
I can't honestly answer. I've never heard a timeline. Because in my opinion, once something is suggested and it's in your subconscious, it's in there. So I've never heard of a timeline. I've never heard like a expiration date. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that I would agree with that. Once it's been in your subconscious, then there is that awareness to it. Yeah.
And does the person that is coming to see you have to allow you to hypnotize them? Or what if they're closed off, but they still want the opportunity for you to try? Like, how does that work? Are you able to just hypnotize anyone?
No. You, like I said, you have to be open and willing to, you know,
Yeah, you do.
like, okay, I'm ready. Like,
That was another
like,
question from the chat, by the way.
Yeah. So you have to be open and willing to do it. I can't make you do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you know, like we talked about already, you have an awareness when you're hypnotized.
You do.
I don't take control of you, and I don't take control of your mind.
You don't. She doesn't. When I had my session, this is my experience with Julie. She doesn't guide you in what to say or think or feel or anything like that. You're actually sharing with her what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're completely the driver in this situation. From my point of view, with my experience from you, is you were holding space.
Right.
And you were asking the proper questions to guide me further along in the session in order to get to an end result,
right,
or, you know, at least some movement forward.
Yes.
And it wasn't forced at all. It wasn't guided in the least.
Right. Yeah. That's a great way to describe it. Like I said, I kind of hold your hand, holding space, kind of just walking along with you, asking some questions. Right. And because when I bring you up and out of the hypnotic state, you have a complete awareness to everything that you experienced.
Yeah.
So, I want to. So my part is to be asking you questions, to be getting, you know, whatever our session's about, you know, getting information or resolving an unresolved issue, you know, whatever it is what our goal is. So I'm trying to kind of work you through that so we don't just stall out in one area.
Right.
And that way, that's how, you know, the session is beneficial to you, because we're either working through something or we're revisiting something. And then, you know, we move forward.
Yeah. And one more question from the chat room. Do you use background music with the method that you use?
Gosh, I have done both. I have.
Is there a benefit to having music in sessions? Because music is so therapeutic.
Yes.
You know.
I haven't really used it as a therapeutic tool. A lot of times it can just be a little bit more relaxing. But I haven't, I'm not one way or the other, like it has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Sometimes the music will help with any other distracting noises going on, you know, depending on where you're holding the session.
Yeah.
There could be other distracting noises. So that it kind of maybe like is a little bit of a white noise in the background. But it's not necessary. It's not required or necessary. It's what you feel comfortable with. So I don't know that it has any, you know, like it doesn't necessarily have an added value in my opinion.
Yeah. We just have about 5 more minutes before the break, so I don't want to get into the past life stuff and the regression. Let's save that for the last half of the show. Let's keep talking about the hypnotherapy. What are like some experiences or a single experience that comes out to you first thing about a session that you had that was really meaningful to you or your client, that was like life altering or changing, or, you know, an aha?
Gosh, there's lots with
I'm
past
sure.
life.
I'm sure.
Those are always so interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about past lives, but I don't want to start talking about it and then get interrupted.
So many interesting, journeys there. I had an individual reach out to me, and what she had been struggling with was the ability to have any memory of her life before age like 14, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
She didn't have any memories. And she knew that something must have happened for her to have blocked that out. And so she said that she had, really thought about it quite a lot. When she reached out to me, she said she was ready to experience it. She's like, I'm good, bad, and the ugly. Like, I just want to know.
That takes courage.
Yeah. And so we started the session, and I call it we use the age regression, where I direct the subconscious to take you back. Sometimes I'll direct to a certain age, but usually I just let the subconscious bring you to a place. And the subconscious took us to a place where she described everything, and it was a place where a traumatic event happened. Mm-hmm. And she described it, and we walked through it, we talked through it. The perpetrator was someone that she knew and trusted. I had her have a dialogue with that individual, and in that dialogue, she found some understanding.
That's
in it.
Big for
Yes.
the first moment.
Yes.
Of understanding what occurred.
Yes. She found some understanding, and felt like she had more of a compassion for this individual. I moved her forward, and she was experiencing again as a child a traumatic event where it was more in a community event, and so that brought forward some information for her that answered some questions. So not super happy times.
No.
But it was what she was wanting to find. Mm-hmm. Why did I block out these memories? Like, why do I have no memories of what as a child? Mm-hmm. So then I had her subconscious find some happy memories.
I was just going to ask, so now that you have this experience come up, was she able to remember any other?
Yes. So I directed her subconscious to find some happy memories. She found some really great memories with, family, described them specific. And so because I wanted her to have those memories in there too, that there were happy, fun times. And so she found some answers in what had happened in her younger years, that she had blocked out. And then she found some happy memories so that she could take those forward and now have an awareness for them.
Mm-hmm. How
and so
awesome is that?
Yeah. So, that's why I said you have to be ready.
Yeah.
You have to be ready and willing. Because if she would have sat down and for the session and was like, okay, well, let's just try this.
It's completely different just like with my experience, it's completely different. What a great place to stop, because that's talking about past life stuff, or not like past stuff, but not past life stuff. It's talking about the past, and that's where we're headed. Then we can look back at the break, the past stuff, and talk about more of that. We'll be right back, you guys.
Join me, George Norrie, in Indian Wells, California, May 29th to June 1st for the Contact in the Desert UFO Conference, an epic weekend of exploration into UFOs, ancient civilizations, crop circles, and so much more. Over 150 lectures, panels, workshops, and events with leading experts: Paul Hellyer, Linda Moulton Howe, Nick Pope, Emery Smith, Stephen Greer, Russell Targ, Doc Wallach, Leslie Kane, and more. Get your tickets at contactinthedesert.com. It's time to make contact. Contactinthedesert.com.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Cole Bear, filling in for Smokey because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Hudson Valley, New York.
Author Kathleen Watts, a.k.a. Thought Continuum, shares a double abduction experience in her book, Catch Me If You Can, a story of alien abduction and culprit plunder. This 1976 true life account of a close encounter in northern Utah near Hill Air Force Base. Imagine driving home from the movies with your spouse when your car suddenly stops working, and it's in that very same moment that you realize you are the only thing animated. Catch Me If You Can, the 5th anniversary edition with lead-in material for the upcoming release of Payback is a Glitch from award-winning author Kathleen Watts. Get your copy today. Log on to thoughtcontinuum.com. That's thoughtcontinuum.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Find the podcast on iTunes, iHeart, and Spotify. KGRARadio.com.
You're listening to Soul Wanderings on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, Salt Lake City, Utah, Hudson Valley, New York, and you can find Soul Wanderings here on KGRARadio.com and a lot of other places for your convenience. One of them would be the official KGRA Radio on YouTube. That's where all of the latest show archives are being held. So if you miss our live show or want to re-listen or listen to an old show or listen to any of the other shows on KGRA, that's where you're going to want to go. Plus some new and exciting things are coming your way, so stay close to that. Subscribe, like, share, do all those things. It's so awesome to receive your support and be able to be here for you guys. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
We have so many good shows on the station.
I can't believe it's been 150.
Yeah, you're 151.
Nice.
We're on. Yeah, we're
Wow.
like on the 4th year right
Wow.
now. Yeah, it's crazy.
4
right?
years. Yeah. That's awesome.
Not
Good
quite
for
4 years,
you.
but almost. We're almost there to the
Yeah.
4th year. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's so awesome.
I know. I love it.
I started it for fun. I'm still doing it for fun. But it's a good time. And wow, the memories and the growth and all of the good stuff that I keep saying good, but it's good.
Well, and all the amazing people that you get to experience, like
so many amazing people.
That's priceless, and
meeting people all over the world and hearing their personal journey story. It's rad.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
No, it's a good job.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good gig.
It's a good gig. I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. And I dig you.
Oh.
I'm so glad you're here.
And I dig you.
Just so you guys all know, Julie's one of my besties.
Yes.
She's also with us at Vibes, which is such a blessing for our community. She does take appointments on Skype, like she said, like she mentioned previously, but I get to see her and be around her. So yay.
Yeah. I love it.
Lucky me.
Yes.
So hypnotherapy, I really wanted to focus on this topic, not just because of my experience, but you have a lot of clients at Vibes and they come in and I hear about their experiences, not in depth, but the aftermath. And I see their energy before they come in and when they leave. Sometimes it's better when they come in versus when they leave because, they get that news or they have those things that they go through. But seeing them come back time and time again, it's so neat to see their entire demeanor change and life brought back to their experience. Just they're changed.
Right. Well, and like we talked about already, I mean, you're not going to change in one session. Yeah. So, you didn't maybe get to the state or the point or the emotional place that you're in like overnight. Mm-hmm. It takes some time to work back and get back to a place that is where you want to go. Mm-hmm. So, like we said, you have to be open to do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
There's no magic.
It's a commitment.
Magic pill or anything.
But anytime you're working on yourself, anytime you're self-improving or healing or anything like that, it's not cakewalk.
No, it takes
a dedication.
It takes a dedication, and it takes an awareness and a mindset, and you have to be willing to go through a little bit of, it's uncomfortable. Really, I mean, if it's uncomfortable sometimes,
it is.
It's not always fun. It can be uncomfortable and challenging, but. Once you start the journey,
I'm sitting here giggling, and I do not mean to do that, but that's my nerves kicking in right there because it's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah, and
I laugh at really inappropriate times. I apologize.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
It makes me nervous because it's not easy.
No,
but don't let that scare you.
No,
because on the other side of fear is freedom, like I always say. And it's such a beautiful experience, like especially to look back and wow, I did that. I went through that.
Right.
I conquered that fear. Or I broke that habit.
Yes.
I'm a badass.
Exactly. Yeah. It's empowering to know that that you dug in and you have the strength. You got through whatever you had to get through. You came out the other side. I mean, there's only room to go up. Yeah. So up and like I say, out, kind of like that, lotus flower that blooms out of the mud. So, right. There's beautiful things that await when you put some time and energy into taking care of yourself and your soul and who you are.
Definitely.
Yep.
So, in doing that, how is it beneficial for us to know about our past lives or lives even beyond our lives?
Yes.
Why is that so important for us to know? And why would we chase that down?
Well, for some people, it is important and they want to know, and some people don't want to know. I get mixed comments when when we talk about, past life, soul regression sessions. Some people are like, dude, I'm just barely making it through this one. Like,
right. Right. But do you feel like they're all interconnected and there's a benefit of knowing what happened then that affects us now?
Yes, I do absolutely feel like they're interconnected. We choose our life, we incarnate. I could just rattle on for like 45 minutes and probably not stop. So
that's a whole other show. We'll have Julie back.
Yeah. We do choose our life. We incarnate with the same group of souls, and we come here to work on evolution and growth of our soul. And so our lives, we come into our lives, and there's definitely purpose behind them. So, and whatever you have experienced in a previous life, you may still be working on that. You may still be working on karmic things. That all comes, that does come forward. So many of my clients are just looking maybe for an answer, or just an awareness to what happened, or maybe they just have unanswered questions about certain things in this current life. And a lot of people are just curious, because obviously, not everybody has been the Queen of England or, the king, or, and so there are a lot of lives that we've lived that have just been perfectly, fairly normal, average. Yeah. So, when we do a session, usually I'm directing you to take you to a life that is impactful, or that you have the most growth, or that you have unresolved issues in. So, because
do you actually have control over that?
Yes and no. I direct, like, through the meditation and through getting you to that place. I direct you to access the life that is most impacting your life today, and then I leave it up to your subconscious and your soul memory to take you to that place. So just by my direction, I don't. It's not like I'm like, okay, let's go to this year, the year 1400. I just allow the subconscious and the soul memory to take us where we need to go, and then we go from there.
You just allow just like in the normal hypnotherapy, you just allow whatever comes up to come up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And those experiences are all so different. It's actually quite, it's actually quite astonishing because of the experiences, and that people, what life they visit. It's really fascinating, I guess is the word as well, to be able to journey with someone through that.
So when they're under this hypnotherapy to do the past life session, I don't know what you call it.
Session. Yeah.
Okay. They're actually sharing with you what comes up for them. You're not telling them their past life.
Right. Oh, no.
So they're telling you.
Right.
Experiences that they had.
Right. So the difference.
That is what trips me out.
Yes.
That is so neat to me.
Yes.
Because it's not like you could hurry and make it up.
No,
I don't.
No, it's. So when people ask me about, hey, do you do past life readings? Yes, I do past life readings. I also do past life hypnotherapy sessions. They're different. If you were to come to me for a past life reading, I am accessing your past lives through your spirit guide, through your soul, through the Akashic records. And I get bits and pieces of it. It doesn't really play out like in a timeline always. A lot of times it's bits and pieces and parts. The path using hypnotherapy is more of a walking through a timeline or walking through the life. It is more, if you're looking for more of an experience, that is the experience. You are experiencing it. It's just like you described in your hypnotherapy session with me. I was just asking you questions, and you were experiencing what you were experiencing and seeing and feeling, and what you were saying. So it's the same thing. I walk you through, hold your hand. I'm kind of like your tour guide.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Because that's what I was trying to explain earlier, but didn't have the words for.
Yeah, tour guide. That's a great way to explain it. I keep us moving. I'm asking all the questions so that we're gathering information. Who you were, how old you were, where you lived, what you did, where your family is, and depending on where the life is, what was going on at the time. And I will take you up to your death. I take you through your death in a very safe, peaceful way. You don't have any pain or experience anything like that. Direct you through that. And then if you choose and if you would like, I take you through your death and then into the spirit world. So that's your life between lives. And you can experience loved ones there that have passed over, experience and communicate with your spirit guides, just experiencing what comes up. So
I had no idea.
It's never it's not textbook. So it kind of just is. Everybody's journey is different and everyone's experience is different. So what they see, hear, and feel, there's commonalities because it's the spirit world and there is some type of order, I guess. I don't know how else to say that. But what you actually personally experience and who you communicate with and who you talk to will be different. So
with past lives, is there an amount of lives that we each have, or is it different for everyone?
It is different for everyone.
I love that mute button. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Julie has a cough, so she keeps muting the button, but then keeps forgetting to unmute it.
Well, I feel like I don't know. Maybe
it's okay. It's backwards.
I'm overthinking it, I think. I just don't want to cough in your ears.
Thanks for that.
We have had hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. Everyone's different. Everyone's journeying their own journey. Our souls, and this, I don't want to go too far off into this. Our souls were all created at different times. I believe in like by source or by the oversoul, I guess is the term I want to use, an oversoul.
An oversoul. What
source.
Oh, okay.
Some people may call this being God. Okay. And so we were all created at different times and we incarnate at different times as our soul is evolving and growing. And we get to choose when we incarnate. Our spirit guides help us along and help us make those choices and set forth what it is we come here to learn and experience. But so there's not like a, that I'm aware of, there's not like a plan or a written document that says how many lives everyone has had. It's just depends on your journey, your experiences, your evolution of a soul. And we do at some point stop incarnating. When your soul has come to a point where the growth is at a place where you don't feel and your guidance counsel doesn't feel that you need to come anymore, then you can choose to not come anymore.
come here to Earth or to
Yes.
any other experience?
To any other experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm done with the Earth
'Cause
thing.
there's-
You all humans are driving me crazy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of and the Earth is not the only place that that souls incarnate.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are other places, there are other
That made no sense, by the way, y'all humans. This is the thing. Like, I'm a Utah and I have this amazing Utah accent. And then I hang around people like Grace and Robin who are from Arkansas. And it kind of rubs off. That's not how I talk.
Yeah. I know. There's a gal at work that says y'all, so I end up saying y'all sometimes. I'm like,
that's not a thing anywhere else but here. But
Yeah.
just ignore me.
It's okay.
And no offense to all of the humans, but a majority of the humans, you guys need to stop buying all of the toilet paper. Come on now. I need some for my shop.
I know, right? So there are, I believe there are hybrid souls that walk among us. A lot
Really?
yeah. So, for those of you out there, just kind of a quick description of that is, and I've met many people in my readings that don't feel like they belong to this earth or on this earth. They don't feel comfortable in their body. They don't feel like this is home. They long for something else. They don't feel like they fit into society. They feel like they're missing something. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those things can be an indicator that you're a hybrid soul, that you have lived on other planets. And
would that be a human experience where someone would end their experience here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yes. So
because a lot of people chalk it up to depression
or something else, like their finances or,
Right.
end of a relationship. But I've always felt that some of us just don't belong here.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I think, there's both. There's
Right.
people make
Right.
choices and decisions based on circumstances in their current life. I also believe and have come to experience that those that choose to leave this earth is because they don't feel like they belong here. Mm-hmm. They feel like they need to go somewhere else or go home, but they don't know how to describe that. Mm-hmm. And so that, and we view it so us humans that are left view it so differently, but I truly believe that as well. Yes.
There's a question from the chat room. Actually, we have a couple of them. One is, how many people have you regressed, and have you ever tried to regress someone and not been able to do it? And were they new souls?
I don't know how many people.
There's 3 questions.
Okay.
In one question.
All right.
But that was meant to be one question.
All right. You may have to keep me on track because sometimes I drive off into the weeds and get stuck on something else. I don't know for.
I like four-wheeling. Let's go in all the directions. Let's do this.
You may have to be my tour guide. I know. Come back. Come back to the question. I don't know for sure how many people. I have been a hypnotherapist a couple years, so it's not a huge amount. Mm-hmm. I have done many past life. I enjoy doing that work, and so I really, really talk about that a lot, and a lot of people are interested in it, and so that is something that I do enjoy and love. What was the other question?
Have you ever tried to regress someone and not been able to do it?
Right. Thank you. Mm-hmm. There has only been one time, and the individual that was the client, a family member set up the appointment for this individual, and, kind of set it up, brought this individual, and the individual wasn't completely open to the session about what we were going to do. I don't know that we're completely understood. And so, no, I was not able to hypnotize this person. We did end up having just some conscience. I can't say that tonight. Conversations.
It is a challenge for you tonight.
Yeah. We did end up having some conversations outside of hypnotherapy that I feel were beneficial. But that goes back to me saying, if you come with an attitude of, this isn't going to work, this is bogus, this is just all silliness, it won't. You won't allow yourself. You won't allow yourself to relax enough, to be calm enough, to allow yourself to access what it is that you've come to do. So that's why I feel this individual wasn't 100% on board. I think it was more of a family member wanting them to do it. And so it wasn't beneficial for them.
The other question was, were they new souls? And I'm not sure. Do you have a way of knowing that?
I don't always have a way of knowing.
I know there's always a comment made to people like they're an old soul.
Right. I honestly, we've all been incarnating for hundreds of years. I don't really look at any of us as like brand new souls. I don't know that
there's not a new soul.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a brand new soul on Earth. I feel like there's other beginnings for the soul, I guess is the only way. I don't know how else to put that. So I don't see, like, oh, this soul's on their first life. I don't feel like that I've ever experienced that. I believe we're all kind of in the middle of our journey. There are souls that, of course, have been incarnating longer. And you usually know.
Yeah.
And a lot of they're just the way they even interact in their life. You can tell by, how they interact and their emotional state and how they go through life. So I wouldn't say that the age of the soul has anything to do with the hypnotherapy part, because it's your human conscious and subconscious that we're working with.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems more logical to me.
Yeah.
Another question from the chat room. Do you have people come to you for the past life regression that believe in traditional religion? And do they feel in conflict? Do they feel any conflict with it in discussing past lives? You think about them. Okay. We're going to come back to that question after we take our last break.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It goes by so fast.
We say that every single week.
So much fun.
We really do. It is a lot of fun. So stay close, you guys. We'll be right back.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied, but you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com and purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with You fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Coming this April 10th through the 12th, it's the 33rd Annual Ozark Mountain UFO Conference. Find out the latest information from speakers like Whitley Strieber, David Marler, Garnet Schulhauser, Donna Lynn, Princess Janae, and more. Don't miss the Dinner with the Speakers banquet Saturday night and Sunday's Life in the Universe panel, hosted by George Norrie. Tickets are on sale now. Go to OzarkUFOConference.com. That's OzarkUFOConference.com.
The new KGRA YouTube channel is now live. Subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to stay up to date on the latest major announcements, alerts on trading topics, exclusive live streams, live video cast, and that's just the beginning. Be the first to know what's coming from the KGRA TV channel in real time. So keep it locked in to your contact for alternative talk radio on the internet. Your KGRARadio.com. This is Soul Wanderings Radio.
Back to Soul Wanderings, heard here on KGRARadio.com. I am smiling and happy tonight, hanging out with one of my best gals, and my producer Race has given me the giggles. He's a funny guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, many of you guys know Ray, so you know how funny he can be. I asked you a question. You're just a funny guy.
I do have my moments, don't I?
You do. You absolutely do, and I appreciate them. You keep things light, and that is good.
We appreciate you, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. So the question that I had before the break is about religion and past lives.
Right. Yeah.
So do you have people come to you for past life regressions that believe in traditional religion, and does it conflict with discussing past life experiences?
I honestly don't have a memory of that being something that we discussed. So whether or not maybe they didn't, I mean, they could be any religion. But I don't have a memory of anyone having a particular religion, and having conflicting beliefs or anything like that. I have had many clients come to me for readings, for intuitive readings, that are of religion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just of, just the dominant religion beliefs. And, you get mixed comments. A lot of people are like, yeah, if my spouse knew I was here, they'd, think I'd crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
Or my family or whatever.
We hear that all of the time at Vibes.
Yeah. And so, and then there are other people that, are like, yeah, I am this religion, but I'm open-minded and, I know that there's more. And I think we're coming into a vibration of people are becoming more open-minded. They're kind of like, their eyes are opening a little bit, even though maybe they still, identify with, their religion. I think they're opening up and allowing other things to come into their awareness and experience. And something that, like the media will say is good for is, there are shows on TV that, talk about mediums or psychics or, healers or
they're becoming more
paranormal.
mainstream.
Yeah. Or paranormal, anything like that, that's becoming more mainstream and acceptable, and people are exploring and learning and, realizing that there is maybe more than what they're just experiencing, in their religion. So, but I don't really have a particular memory of someone having like strong religious beliefs against, and it coming up against the past lives. No.
That makes sense. I mean, we're all individuals with different belief systems anyway, but I think a majority of us are opening up, like you said. We are
becoming more aware that there are other options for us,
right?
Besides what we were told to believe,
right? Yeah.
What is the wildest past life story you've ever heard? And I just want to say thanks to Libertas and Blue for a lot of really great questions tonight.
Yeah, some really good questions. I wish we had time for all the questions.
Right.
Gosh. What's interesting is most of the time when we do a session, the individual will access one life. And we'll journey through that life, kind of like I talked about earlier. We kind of go through a timeline, and I move them forward or move them back, depending on where they enter the life in the session. I have done a session with an individual that experienced, during the one session of hypnotherapy for about an hour and a half, experienced about 6 lives. This client's spirit guides kept putting this individual into a life, allowing the individual to see it a little bit, get a little bit of it, and then would suck the individual, that's the only way I can say it, like describe it, suck this individual back out and kind of hold them in like a space, which this individual described wasn't scary, wasn't weird, wasn't creepy. It was just a space. Excuse me. And so this client was able to experience several lives, but little snippets. And we were able to get a little bit of information. So that was a different experience. Probably one of the most memorable is one with a client that was experiencing a lot of back pain. And we went into the session, and where she entered the life was, she was an Indian in the Montana region. And she was younger, like she described herself as like a young male, like maybe early teens. and they were moving along a riverbank, walking along, and one of her peers in the tribe stabbed her in the back, and excuse me, and left her to die. But the client was a female. In this past life was a male. So it can,
which
sorry.
is not unheard of.
No, oh no, absolutely not. We live both. And so she survived. I'm going to say he survived and grew up to be the chief of the tribe. And it was interesting during the session. So my client's a she took on the personality and the persona of the chief, and it was like she kind of sat up and looked at me and then addressed me as like the Indian chief.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting. She and like almost like looked at me, because usually in hypnotherapy you have your eyes closed, but she looked at me almost as if he had entered her body, and spoke to me and talked to me and said that he recognized me from that experience. It was very interesting.
I cannot even believe that. Like, you see shows on TV, and of course it's TV, so you're like, there's no way. But like on Gaia or places like that, and stories like this, similar to this, where they have an experience that possibly that being or that energy or whatever that looks like does enter the human in the present moment, and they have that experience where they take on that personality, that character, which is just unbelievable. But also, because I'm really into this, I believe it.
Yeah, it was very fascinating, and almost had like a different tone, like her tone changed.
Yeah, her demeanor.
Her whole demeanor, like she sat up straight in the chair and just looked at me,
eyes open. And
yeah, had a completely different tone, demeanor. Was speaking to me as if, like, as the chief, she was there. She was talking about she had to go, and that the chief recognized me as being someone that he recognized. It was very interesting. I'm not going to go into too much more detail,
right. But
so that was very fascinating. So then what we did is we worked through that residual energy that was in her back, because she had been stabbed by a peer in the tribe that was similar to her age. So we worked then through that, because that's a lot of times people are coming to like figure out why I have this chronic pain, or why do I have this, and I have no reasonable explanation for it. So then the rest of the session, we worked on the pain and removing that and healing that and forgiving that individual in that past life that caused her, that did the harm to her. So, it was super fascinating.
Have you talked to her since, and has she experienced the back pain still?
I've talked to her briefly. I don't, as far as I know, there hasn't been, increased or worse back pain, but I haven't talked to her in depth.
I'm curious, when we have dreams, like, for instance, I'll give my example. I have dreams quite often where that's where I receive messages and I jot them all down. But there have been ones that haven't come to fruition, if you will, or it's like a completely different time and place.
Yeah.
But I'm writing them down anyway, because, you never know what's going to happen or why that was there. But is there a correlation between the dreams that we have and the past lives that we've experienced? Like, are we having a remembering of something that we have had experience with in a past life?
Sure. I believe, yes. I believe that is definitely possible that you are experiencing and your soul is having memories of past lives. And a lot of times, if it's very vivid or you feel a strong emotion or a strong connection to it, so like when you wake up and you feel that strong connection to it, then it can be connected to a past life that you have lived. I don't know why we have those dreams, like why I don't know, or why you'll see just a certain piece out of the life. But I think it's good, like you're doing, to keep some type of journal and see, what is coming through, what is going on in the piece. I do feel also that depending on, the life, if there was maybe some type of trauma or, like something that was very traumatic to the soul, it could just be reliving it. So that's possible.
Like a record
as well.
repeat.
Yes, like a time warp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. The amazing thing about this stuff is it feels so comfortable and so real to me that I really enjoy talking about it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just so fascinating.
I do too.
And we've talked about past lives on the show, but I don't think I'll ever get sick of it.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
What's
I
the
agree.
difference between past lives and Akashic records?
Past lives is, so for me to describe it, past lives are you accessing or visiting and exploring the act of the past life. The Akashic records, to me, I visualize it as like a big library in the sky. Right? It's like
You guys didn't see her, but she just got really excited when she said that.
It's like this repository for all of your past, present, and future lives. It's everything.
Even the future, huh?
Yes. And so it's where it's kind of like the grand library in the sky. And so that's where all the information, I guess, if you will, is stored. It's hard to wrap your brain around that because we're such physical beings here on this earth that it's hard for us to even have a concept of what that looks like.
Right.
But it's energy. It's all energy. Everything that we have experienced in past lives, current life, and future lives, it's all energy. It's all energetic. It never ends. Just like your soul, your essence never ends because we are energy. And so the past lives are what you have experienced and what you can go through to access. The Akashic records is more of like where the information or where the energy is stored for all the souls.
Every experience.
Yes.
Do you feel that we could be living here and now on Earth in this experience and also be in another experience in another dimension at the same time?
Yes.
Really? Yes.
Yes. I do believe that, and I believe, and from experience, that when we incarnate, wherever we go, that we leave a portion of our energy in the spirit world. We don't bring all of our energy here. We're a part of our essence and our energy stays in the spirit world. And so our energy, and again, it kind of goes back to that. It's hard to wrap our brain around that.
It is.
Like how are we in different places at one time? But energy is different. We're able to be in different places at different times. So I'm not in any way a subject matter expert on dimensions, but I do believe that we can live in different dimensions Do they intermingle? Yes. Is our energy in other places? Yes. I haven't really studied much more in depth.
It's just
than
a
that.
belief that you have.
Yeah,
like a knowing your intuitive self knows.
Yes, yeah. And knowing that, our energy resides in the spirit world as well as here. And I really believe and truly believe that we bring enough energy into this life, into whatever life you're going into. You bring enough energy into that life to get through the life. You know how much energy you need. And I always say, you would never give yourself anything in this life that you could not energetically and emotionally and spiritually and physically handle. You have all the energy to get through anything.
And we're so good in the moment, like, I can't make it through this.
Right.
And this is so hard. I'm never going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
But we always do.
Yes. Yeah. And so when you shed this physical body and you go back, you reunite with that essence, the rest of your energy there, and then you work on your reflection and your healing in the spirit world, and then you decide when it's time to come back, and you come again. And here you are again.
I don't understand that part. That part I don't
know.
get. Like, why? Why would I do this
Yeah.
again? I mean, there are a lot of beautiful moments. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But a lot of healing, I do want to share really quickly, a lot of healing happens in the spirit world. When we pass over and go back home, I call it home, we go through a reflection time with our soul and with our spirit guides, and we work through the things that happened in the current life that we just left, and we are allowed to experience in our soul, emotionally, energetically, we are allowed to experience how we treated others and how we made others feel, and that is the piece that is the karma, because you get to experience how you made someone feel if you wronged them or something. So many people, are, how do I want to say it? We wait for karma, and that is when karma comes, is in the spirit world, and you just have to have trust and faith. And I don't believe in hell. I don't believe that our soul goes to a dark, miserable place that you never get out of.
Right.
What I believe is what they call hell is this reflection period. So depending on what you experience, what happened in your life, whether you wronged someone or not, you go through this reflection period, and you get to experience how you made others feel by your words and your actions during that life. And that is the karma, my friends.
Nobody wants to deal with that.
No. So know that you'll be held accountable.
Right.
Not punished.
Right.
But you'll be held accountable. You may have to come, your next life may be that you come back and you have to work on some of those things that you did in the previous life.
Right.
That you're being held accountable for.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And I really like that belief.
Yeah.
Because us as human beings are so good at judging other people or giving that karma to them like it's our job and duty to do so.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No.
Like, it always plays out for us, for our highest good.
Yes.
And teaches us something for our highest good.
Yes.
And when we say be a good human, be a decent human being, there are many reasons why you would want to do that. Like, who really wants to look at themselves in the mirror and know that you hurt somebody else.
Right.
Or that you hurt yourself, that you did a disservice to yourself.
Right.
So disappointing.
Yes.
So be a good human, people.
Yeah, be a good human.
It's really a lot easier than you would think.
Yeah, and a lot of times, we want to see that karma, and we want to see it right now, or we want to see it in this life.
It's not up to
and
us.
We want to witness it, and but it doesn't always happen that way. I mean, it may, or you may not even know. I mean, something may happen to the individual, and you don't even know that that's going on.
Right.
But my belief and my experience is the karma comes in, in your reflection period when you go back to the spirit world and you are allowed to experience that. And then in your upcoming lives that you choose so that you can work on those things.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I do. It gives you an opportunity to do better.
Yeah, you're evolving, you're growing. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
And we're all on a different journey, at a different place, at a different path. And if you just go out into the world and you honor that everyone is on a journey and a path and we're all just doing the best we can do, then everyone will just be okay.
Yeah.
Just leave it to that.
Stay in your own lane.
Yeah,
as I always say.
Stay in your own lane.
Just stay in your own lane, people.
And everything will work out just exactly as it's supposed to work out.
Yeah. It's a perfect way to end the show.
Yes.
There's so many other directions and so much more I want to talk about. But we'll have to do it on another visit.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it for sure. So in the meantime, we need to wrap up the show real quick. But how can people get a hold of you? If they were interested in a reading, a hypnotherapy session, whatever that looks like, how could they do that?
Okay. In the local area, I do appointments at Vibes, so you can contact Vibes.
Local as in Ogden, Utah.
Yes, sorry, Ogden, Utah. And you can also contact me just via my cell number, and that's 801-791-7322. You can just reach out if you have questions, or if if you're just exploring some things, you can reach out as well. But I do appointments mainly in the local area. We could set up something on Skype or something like that if that was the need, but let me know.
If by chance you guys didn't get the opportunity to jot that down, just send me an email at connect@soulwanderings.com and I'll make sure I forward that information on over to you. Julie, thank you so much. It's been a delight.
Well,
I love spending time with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you. And you guys, like I said earlier, make sure you are following KGRA on YouTube. That's where this show and all of the other shows held here on KGRA will be and are. How about that? Blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
2 hours of a show. Get you tongue-tied. No, I do that all the time. Anyways, you guys, thanks for being here and have a great night. Good night.
Good night.